Good morning everyone and welcome to Transformation Tuesday. It's another gorgeous looking day here in Sydney. As I look out this window, it looks fantastic. Today we're talking about Vicky. So Vicky is a 45-year-old woman with primary school children. So she has come because she's feeling really flat, fatigued, her hair is falling out and she's really constipated. So I'm Ange Sinclair and I'm the Digestive Detective. This month we're talking all about thyroid. And Vicky had been to the doctor and a doctor had run all the usual bloods and he told her that she was fine. So what Vicky described to me was anything but fine. She said some mornings it would take her about 30 minutes to get out of bed. So she was waking up as tired as when she went to bed. She said she wasn't doing anything social, not catching up with her friends because she was so tired. She was also a little disturbed that she'd felt so bad and the doctor said that she was fine. So she got very anxious around that. And so as we went through the consultation process, Vicky described the typical symptoms for hypothyroid. And because it's thyroid month this month, I thought I would put this one in. So she's fatigued, has symptoms of cold all the time, hair falling out, constipation, and these were not all her, but just some of them were, but these are the typical signs and symptoms of hypothyroid. Constipation, dry skin, can't remember anything. The third of your eyebrows fall out, so from sort of here down, all the eyelashes, all the eyebrows fall out, and I've seen some people where the eyelashes fall out, and she also mentioned to the doctor, well, the doctor had all mentioned to her when she had the test that her cholesterol was raised. It wasn't out of the amount, out of the reference range, but it was higher than it had been previously, quite significantly higher. And he said nothing to worry about. So high cholesterol is a symptom of hypothyroid. And this happens because your body doesn't break down that LDL cholesterol like it normally does. So you get the build-up in your blood and it raises your overall cholesterol. So your thyroid doesn't have to dip low before this happens. So if you go and your doctor says, yeah, everything's normal, but yeah, cholesterol's raised, I'd be seriously considering thyroid issues at that point. So with Vicky, because she was fatigued, she said her and her family were eating out a lot. They were eating a lot more convenience food. They were getting a lot more takeaway because she just didn't really have the energy to cook anything. And her husband was so busy at work, so this was her best option. With thyroid, nutritional deficiency is, one of the reasons why people have thyroid. You need to make sure you're getting all the essential vitamins for thyroid function, zinc, selenium, magnesium, iodine, all those sorts of things. So with Vicky, what we did first was to get her tested for those things. So iodine, zinc, selenium. We got a full thyroid panel done to make sure she didn't have autoimmune disease. In Australia, what happens with thyroid testing is doctors will only test your TSH, your thyroid stimulating hormone. And if anything comes up, if it's out of their really large reference range, then they will go on to test, for antibodies and T3 and T4. So I think it's really important to remember that when you have a test, the TSH doesn't necessarily tell you what's happening in your thyroid. You really need the T4 and T3 to see if you're converting the active thyroid, God, I can't think of the word, the active thyroid component into the active component, the inactive component into the active component. So you really want to make sure that that's going on properly. And I think you need to really get your antibodies done as well. And so you can pay to have this testing done with a nutritionist or naturopath. So on average, it takes about 10 years to be diagnosed with an autoimmune condition in Australia. So that's a lot of damage to your thyroid that can be done, before then. So I think it's prudent to do that if you're having any of these issues. And so while we were waiting for the blood test to come back, we supplemented with an all-round nutrient supplement with low-dose thyroid support. So we worked on Vicky's gut health to get her bowel moving because that was really problematic for her. And she just needed some symptom relief because she felt miserable in every which way. And we did lots of work on foods that she could put into her diet regularly that would give her the nutrients her thyroid needed. And that's really important to try and get the foods in because they work you know, if you're consistently doing it, that works on your whole body overall, not just targeting your thyroid. So during this time, we also worked on ways to reduce her stress and her overall workload. As this is really part of the thyroid imbalance for her, she was never ever getting any downtime. She was always running a kid to here, to there, to everywhere else. So when she was feeling really exhausted, she just kept going and going. So I know lots of women who do this, and sometimes some men that do it too. So your body won't allow you to do this for very long before it really packs it up. So Vicki was a pretty diligent client, and she got back on track pretty quickly. So it took her around 6 months to get everything we talked about into practice. So she was really happy that her bowel was going daily. And as she said, this just made her feel rotten. So it was really good that that worked. Her hair had started to thicken up. She was noticing little tiny patches of baby growth hair, which was really good. And her cholesterol, when she'd had it checked, had just come back into normal range. So do you have any symptoms of hypothyroid or any of the symptoms that I've listed, and you're not sure what to do next? So book in for a free 15-minute consult, and I can give you an action plan of what to do next. So for those of you on Facebook, the link is above this video. For those of you on Instagram, the link is in the bio. And for those of you on LinkedIn, the link is in the comments. Have a fantastic day, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.